Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today I will summarize and review the book. The Disciplined Trader, Developing Winning Attitudes by Mark Douglas is a foundational trading psychology book that argues success in markets depends less on finding perfect systems and more on mastering the mental habits that support consistent execution. Douglas focuses on how traders interpret uncertainty, handle risk, and react to wins and losses, showing how emotional decision-making can quietly sabotage even strong strategies. Rather than presenting a new technical method, the book concentrates on the internal processes that shape behavior, beliefs, expectations, self-talk, and the tendency to seek certainty in an inherently probabilistic environment. Readers are guided to recognize common psychological traps such as revenge trading, overconfidence, fear of missing out, and the need to be right. The central promise is practical. By building disciplined thinking and aligning actions with a structured plan, traders can reduce impulsive errors and perform more reliably. It is widely regarded as a bridge between trading mechanics and performance mindset. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, trading is a mental performance game. Douglas positions trading as a performance activity where the primary opponent is not the market but the trader's own reactions to uncertainty. Prices can move in unexpected ways even when analysis is sound, so the ability to remain stable under ambiguous conditions becomes a competitive advantage. The book emphasizes that many traders repeatedly break rules, exit early, chase entries, or size up recklessly not because they lack intelligence, but because their minds try to avoid discomfort. Stress responses like fear and euphoria distort perception, making random outcomes feel personal and meaningful. Douglas highlights how traders often interpret a loss as proof they are wrong or inadequate, which invites revenge trades or hesitation on the next valid setup. He reframes the challenge as learning to think in probabilities and to treat each trade as one event in a long series. When outcomes are seen as samples rather than judgments, discipline becomes easier. This topic also underscores that confidence should come from process, not prediction. A trader who accepts uncertainty can focus on executing a plan, managing risk, and evaluating performance through consistency rather than short-term results. Secondly, beliefs and expectations shape market perception. A core theme is that traders do not respond to the market itself as much as they respond to what they believe the market is doing. Douglas explores how hidden beliefs create expectations, and expectations filter information. If a trader expects a setup to work, they may ignore warning signs or hold beyond a planned exit. If they expect to be wrong, they may hesitate, miss entries, or take profits too early. The book argues that these mental filters operate automatically, which is why traders can repeat the same mistake even after promising to stop. Douglas encourages readers to identify belief patterns that create destructive behaviors, such as the need to be right, the belief that a loss is avoidable with more analysis, or the idea that the market should reward effort. By recognizing that markets are not obligated to make sense or be fair, traders can reduce the emotional load placed on each decision. This topic points toward changing the internal narrative from prediction to preparation. The goal is not to eliminate emotion, but to remove the belief structures that trigger emotional overreactions and impulsive deviations from a sound trading plan. Thirdly, risk acceptance and probabilistic thinking. Douglas treats risk acceptance as the gateway to consistent execution. Many traders claim they accept risk, yet their behavior suggests otherwise. They widen stops, avoid taking valid trades after losses, or cut winners to prevent giving back profits. The book explains that genuine risk acceptance means embracing the possibility of being wrong before entering a trade, with position sizing and exits already defined. When the worst-case outcome is emotionally and financially tolerable, the trader no longer needs the market to cooperate in order to feel safe. This shift supports probabilistic thinking, where no single trade matters as much as the statistical edge across many trades. Douglas stresses that even a strong edge produces random distributions of wins and losses, so short-term streaks should not be interpreted as a change in skill or market truth. This topic emphasizes focusing on what can be controlled, entry criteria, risk per trade, exit rules, and execution quality. By aligning risk management with a probabilistic mindset, traders can reduce anxiety, avoid the urge to interfere mid-trade, and let their methodology play out over time. Fourthly, discipline through rules, habits, and self-observation. The book highlights discipline as a set of repeatable behaviors built through structure and awareness, not sheer willpower. Douglas points to the importance of having explicit rules for entries, exits, and risk, and then tracking whether those rules were followed. Many traders mistakenly measure success only by profit and loss, which can reward bad habits during lucky periods and punish good habits during normal drawdowns. Douglas encourages shifting evaluation toward process metrics such as adherence to plan, consistency of position sizing, and quality of pre-trade preparation. Self-observation plays a central role, noticing the internal cues that precede impulsive actions, like urgency, frustration, boredom, or the desire to make money back quickly. When these cues are identified early, a trader can pause, reduce size, step aside, or recenter on the plan. This topic reinforces that discipline is a skill developed with repetition and feedback, much like training in sports. Over time, the trader builds trust in their own execution, which reduces emotional volatility and makes it easier to stay aligned with a long-term edge. Lastly, building a professional trading identity. Douglas ultimately aims to move the reader from a hopeful, outcome-driven mindset to a professional identity grounded in responsibility and consistency. A professional trader is defined less by a particular strategy and more by how they make decisions under pressure. The book argues that professionals accept that losses are normal business expenses, that markets are uncertain, and that discipline is non-negotiable. This identity shift includes letting go of the need for certainty, the need to be right, and the tendency to personalize outcomes. It also includes developing routines that support performance, preparation, clear plans, controlled risk, and post-trade review focused on behavior. Douglas emphasizes that consistency is not the result of trying harder in the moment, but of aligning beliefs with the realities of trading. When a trader truly believes that anything can happen and that their job is execution, they stop searching for emotional safety and predictions and start creating it through process control. This topic ties together the psychological framework with a practical aim, to cultivate the mindset that allows an edge to express itself over time without being disrupted by fear, greed, or ego. In conclusion, this book is best suited for active traders, swing traders, and long-term investors who already understand basic market mechanics but struggle with execution, emotional control, or consistency. It is also valuable for beginners because it warns early against the common trap of thinking that more indicators or better predictions will solve performance issues. The key benefit is life level. As much as trading level, the reader learns to separate identity from outcomes, to tolerate uncertainty, and to focus on controllable actions. Those skills translate into calmer decision-making, better self-regulation, and more resilient habits in work and personal goals. Compared to many trading titles that emphasize entries, patterns, or market theories, The Disciplined Trader stands out by addressing the root cause behind most repeated mistakes, the beliefs that drive behavior under risk. It offers a framework for building process confidence, accepting losses without spiraling, and treating each decision as part of a probability game. That focus makes it worth buying, even if you already have a strategy, because a strategy cannot perform if the trader cannot execute it consistently and manage risk rationally. If you would like to support Mark Douglas, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.